went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy, you know, true. I spent all my time in the woods, always, every opportunity I get, summer and winter. I'd find bits of junk here and there, little things, water faucets, old water faucets, and whatever. And then I started to make these wooden books and put them in trees. And any man that walks the mead in bud or blade or broom may find, according as his humours lead, a meaning suited to his mind. Tennyson, eh? People walk in the spring, summer, and the fall, eh? Just like here, you can find a meaning, whatever you look at. You may not know what I'm trying to say, but you can always find a different meaning. Yeah, you can take an object and take the coffee pot away from the stove and put it on a tree. That it does something. The coffee pot changes, eh? Yeah. And I put this rope around this tree. I wanted to test the strength of this rope. It was a big, heavy nylon, so I wrapped it around the tree. And after, maybe a year or more, it started to choke the tree, eh? And somebody left a note in my box back there. It says, "If you love the forest, why are you killing the trees?" So I got an axe and I cut the rope off right there. Yeah, but the marks are still there. Oh, there is one little note there. We'll see what they got to say. Merry Christmas. That's nice. I'll take it home with me. People say, "What does that mean, George?" I think, therefore I am. Yeah, extreme unction. A lot of people understand extreme unction. But if you're a Catholic, it's what they call the last sacrament. Before you die, the priest comes and he rubs some oil on your head. And all you have to say is, "I accept Jesus Christ." Then when you kick the bucket, you go off to heaven. Went to a Catholic school there, which was not really a Catholic school. It was supposed to be, but it was an insane asylum. I went to the Labor Temple. I went to the school in the basement there 2 hours every night, from 5 to 7. Then Saturday morning from 10 to 12. Well, we learned the language, 1 hour of language, Russian and Ukrainian language. And then I guess geography and world politics too, mainly, you know. It wasn't what they call brainwashing. I mean, it was a really good school. I mean, you know, those 2 hours I spent there, I learned more in those 2 hours than I did all day in the regular school, you know, the Catholic school. And yeah, I spent most of my time. I couldn't stay around home. I had to just get away. I don't know why. I'd get up early in the morning and leave and just go anywhere. I mean, just get the hell out of the situation. When my mother was alive, that was fine, but then I was pretty young too. She passed away when I was 12, and then there was no restriction after that. I mean, you know, I just do whatever I bloody well wanted. From a young kid, I rode the rails. Every Sunday, once we get on the freight train, we'd go east. Didn't quite get to Fort William, I guess it was called that time. Now it's Thunder Bay, but and we'd get maybe 2, 3 stops, and then stop, and we'd go fishing or everything, whatever, and we'd hang around. And if there was a little restaurant, we'd get a bite to eat. Always had a few pennies in our hand pockets. And then get another freight back. That was kind of a ritual. Yeah, just a little stump. And a little trap line too, and that's when I was still trapping them ermine, weasels, whatever. And a moonlight night in the winter, it's 40 below zero, I'd go on the trap line. It was just like daylight, you know. That was a nice experience. Yeah, I took a freight train out of Kenora. I had a few dollars, but it wasn't enough to pay the fare. I worked in the woods. I worked at some big camps and a lot of jippos too. I hung around North Vancouver for a while. Married there and had a son and home, and that all went to hell. Sometimes a person is stubborn and they need a kick in the ass once in a while to wake them up, you know. Well, I got my kick in the ass by getting my leg cut off. So Pat and I got together and were together for a while, and I said to Pat, I said, "No, we got to do something different. I mean, you know, we got to go back to the land. We got to go buy some property and build a shack because my leg's never going to grow back and we're not going to get any younger. So then we seen this ad in the paper, land for sale in Fanny Bay, so we got over there the following week and met the owner and purchased the land right there. The wind comes along, knocks a lot of these cedars down, and of course they get buried in the ground. And then when I started work with some sculptures and stuff, and in the woods, I'd go and dig these windfalls out, got them into the length I could handle, and I had a little lawnmower with a trailer, and I drag them out of the woods with this thing, and I surprised myself too. I think some big logs there, probably some of them weigh 300-400 pounds, and how I managed them is I don't know, but I got them home somehow. And then of course I set some up in the woods too and put things on them, books in them, or some writing, or some object, whatever object you happen to have, you know. And put mirrors and, like I said earlier, water faucets and old pair of boots and things like that. I don't know, what if somebody gives you an object, what do you do with it? I mean, you know if it's wore out, not used anymore, like these boots are all screwed up. So what do? You don't like that, you don't want to throw it away. That's the old Depression thing, you don't ever throw anything away. I never ever seen any of his actual work, but I mean, I read a lot about Marcel Duchamp. And when he came over, he was invited to the Armory show in 1918, I think it was, because the war was still going in the armories in New York. So he came over from France, didn't bring nothing with him, but he just went around the hardware stores and bought stuff, snow shovels and urinals, you know. And just everything is art now, you know. So anyway, I thought that's great. I mean, you know, you like I said earlier about the coffee pot, but it's like Duchamp. I mean, you get this stuff, there's mean a hell of a lot. But once you put it in the right context, then it has a meaning, you know. So he's always been my hero, Duchamp, yeah. Like I try to put a lot of emphasis on water, how important water is, you know what I mean? I've got a pond there, called Walden Pond. And well, not called Walden Way, so I imagine the pond is Walden Pond too. And I have messages there. It says the exporters of water not only prostitute their souls, they're prostituting the very soul and birthright of our nation, you know. And on the back cover I got, it says, all the next great wars will be fought for the rights to water, you know. And you can see that happening now, you know. So I guess you go up there, you try to make statements, political or religious statements or whatever, and just, I don't know. That's something I think, why isn't the whole world doing it? I don't feel bad, really. It's just, people often ask me, says, you know, you're getting up there, George, in the years, and what's going to happen in the woods when you pass on? And I don't really know, but right now, the way it looks, it'll all revert back to where it came from in the beginning. You know, it'll just break down. It is far better that one should light a candle than sit and curse at the darkness. And sometimes maybe that's what I've been trying to do all my life, is light a candle, you know, so other people can see the pathway, you know. Yeah, good old working, they say.